Good morning, Buckeye Gordon. It's almost 7 a.m. here in the great state of Ohio. Nice and sunny. Going to be a pleasant day. And I'm just sitting here drinking the best cup of coffee I've had in my life. Sarasota Tim did a video uh, that I thought was pretty interesting, actually. The last 20 minutes, and he spent 20 minutes on a rant. He even called it a rant in his thumbnail, I think it was. Uh, but I think number one, he's getting tired of being in that RV. Um, I don't necessarily think he has money to go anywhere. So anyhow, he was talking about wanting to get out, and if you remember, he said, "Well, this is a gated community where I live. It's real nice and very pleasant here." Well, yesterday he called it a ghetto. He says, "I can't get out here in this ghetto." And then he's talking about his RV, how he was pacing a little bit, and he said that his RV is only eight square feet, and it's really small. And now he's tired of sitting in that chair. A friend of mine uh, retired, moved to Florida, and they bought an RV, and much like Tim, they lived in an RV park, and he was very uh, uh, he could build things, so he built a deck. It was real nice. Anyhow, they were always up here. They always drove up here, and I thought that was kind of weird. And um, year and a half later, they moved up here. They said they got really tired of being in a closed-in space. But remember, like what Sarasota Tim, man, I got an apartment here. It's just like a one-bedroom apartment. I could see on the far other end of the RV. It was really bragging about. Um, he was talking about somebody who has like 100,000 subscribers. Okay, some YouTuber he was watching, and he said this YouTuber only has 40 videos, but he has 100,000 subscribers. Tim says, I've got thousands and thousands of sus- uh, videos. I've done a million videos, and I don't have that much. Well, Tim, you got crappy videos. That's the difference, guy. You know? I mean, this other guy, apparently people like what he's got, so they don't like what you got, guy. Sorry. Um, he blocks uh, if 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 you subscribe to Tim, okay, and Tim said if somebody comes and says, "Hey, I've seen this video. This person said, you were cheating other people or you're dumb or something." Tim said he blocks them. He says, in essence, he says, if you go to one of the so-called haters, you're not worthy of me. I thought that was kind of I thought that was kind of weird for him to do that. Um, then he got on to the so-called haters. I can remember one time he called us demons, um, people who's living in our parents' basements. I'm 70 years old. My parents are gone. I don't know of anybody of the so-called haters, and I watch a lot of them. Um, they don't look like they live in their parents' basement. He talks about, we don't want to show our face. Ta-da! Some don't, and they do that just for privacy, I guess. That's up to them. I don't have a problem with it. He says that we lie about things on him. Um, I tell you what, everything I say, you could go back and on his channel and see if I'm telling the truth. I have never lied about him. Never. I have no reason to lie about him. Um, I just think he's a terrible person. To say, hey, quit, retire right now at 62, and you'll get $1,700 free money. That is not true. My goodness, that is not true. You've got to get a hold of Social Security Administration and talk with them and see what you could get. And if you have to have a little side job, fine. I've got a little part-time job, and I love doing it. I love getting out. I love to talking to people, and I enjoy it. He says the haters hate it when I'm making money and I get free stuff. I could care less. I don't care if they gave him a brand new battery operated bike every week. I could care less. If he's getting it, more power to him. You know, he seems to be doing something right. So, you know, he can do that. And I don't have a problem with that. But from what I've seen of the so called haters, of everyone I listen to, I they don't seem to be demons. They're not. They're not some of the calls them scums and uh, but what it is. Sarasota Tim, he knows his channel's in trouble. That's why he went on this 20-minute rant about how bad we were and don't listen to us and please block them because his channel is in trouble. He does this every once in a while, every few months or something. He gets on this rant about the haters, so-called haters. I don't hate Sarasota Tim. Hate is a bad word. I don't hate. I don't hate nobody. You know, if somebody wants to do something, that's up to them. You know, but anyhow, I just thought I'd bring that up. Um, if you like this kind of content, please like, share, and subscribe. It really helps this channel if you like it. So please hit that thumbs up. When you do subscribe, uh, you'll there's a little bell icon. Hit that and then click all. I think it uh, goes to I think it defaults to personalized. I'm not really sure what that is, but click all so you can get all of my videos. Okay. For 720 of you, I am very excited about you being here. I really am. Thank you very much. You make my life better every day. I love the comments. I like reading the comments. And my girlfriend, Amy, she likes hearing them too. So I always read it to her, and she likes to hear it as well. So please give us a like, share, subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one. Have a wonderful Tuesday.